Morning, everybody. Welcome to Solo ReacTalk. This morning, I'm going to be reacting to a video requested. I did not write down the person's handle. I'm sorry. I wrote down the video requested, but I did not write the handle. I don't know why, because I usually do that. I'm sorry about this. If you're watching this, thank you for the request, and I'm sorry for not highlighting your handle, your YouTube handle. But yes, I've been requested to react to Life Beyond 3 in Search of Giants, the hunt for intelligent alien life, made on the MelodySheep YouTube channel. I know of the MelodySheep YouTube channel. I've watched one video pertaining to, I think it was the beginning of the universe, or the end of the universe. Yeah, between those two. I've watched them before on the MelodySheep YouTube channel, so I know of it. But I have not watched Life Beyond 3. Why are we starting with Life Beyond 3? Why not 1? You know? Life Beyond 1, then 2, then 3. But anyways, I'm going to do as I've been requested by the person who requested this video. So yes, I will be reacting to Life Beyond 3 in Search of Giants, the hunt for intelligent alien life, made on the MelodySheep YouTube channel. I don't think I've reacted to anything from MelodySheep on my YouTube channel, so this will be the first one. And yeah, let us start with the reaction. Oh yeah, if you want to check out the original video as well as MelodySheep's YouTube channel, the links are going to be in the description below. Okay, let's start. 3, 2, 1, go. Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. Arthur C. Clarke. True. If we were to find microbial life on Mars or on Europa, that's world shaking. If life can exist on worlds that we might perceive as dead, then anything is possible. Whoa, that's a lot of junk in space. Or is that a station? Wow. This is ugly. I'm sorry. Yes, if we find a civilization as advanced as this and they made this of their homeworld, it's ugly. I'm sorry. Try better. Because this, no. You're so advanced, but this is how you leave your planet. No. Nice. I like how we are entering into this video. I like the introductory music, what we've been seeing in terms of the imagery, but it's just that one planet with a lot of stuff on it. No, it's not attractive. It's not attractive. Really, if we found alien species and they made their planet like that, I think we'd need to discuss with them. Like, what's going on? Why would you overdevelop your planet to that extent? Or maybe they're machine civilization, and to them this is as efficient as a planet can be used for. Yeah.
The most complex object known in the universe is the human brain. These 86 billion neurons have given us the power to transform our planet. But is this the best nature can do? We now know there are something like 10 billion trillion habitable planets in the universe. 10 billion trillion chances for the brain to be eclipsed by something else. The search for intelligent life is more than just a scientific curiosity. It's driven by a deep desire to connect with something greater. Finding an alien civilization wouldn't just reveal we're not
Would you look at that? My gosh.
alone. It could chart a new course of evolution for our species. And unlike primitive life, alien intelligence could be detectable thousands of light years away, making them potentially easier to find. What do they know that we don't? And how do we make contact? We're not the first to wonder.
I don't think we should be searching out for them. Not yet. Until we've mastered space travel within our solar system. I think by then we can proceed further and look out for life out there in the galaxy and try to communicate with them. But for now, I don't think we should try. Really, I don't really think we should try. We have not yet governed ourselves as humanity on Earth. We are still, in our own desperate, separate nations. Yes, we have the United Nations, but it's still not really the government of Earth. Until we've come to that point, until we have united as humanity under one flag, under one rule, having under one society as humanity, until we've truly mastered ourselves and then understand our planet and then master space travel within our solar system, until we've achieved all of these things, I don't think we should be talking to anyone or seeking out anybody. They'll take advantage of us. I don't want to say aliens are all going to be bad, but the chances of them being benevolent is just as great as them being malevolent towards us. So I don't think we should really take our chances, not yet.
200 years ago, we dreamed of lighting huge rings of fire in the Sahara Desert to signal our presence. And in the 1860s, a French poet proposed a patchwork of giant mirrors, reflecting sunlight to Mars in the form of the Big Dipper.
They probably thought there was life on Mars during that time.
But if you want to send a signal across an ocean of space, bonfires and reflected sunlight won't help you much. Even a nuclear war on a nearby planet would be virtually impossible to detect with current technology.
I mean, the radiation from the sun or the star that planet is orbiting would, negate any sort of radiation that would be emanating from the planet. So, yeah, even if it's a nuclear war on an alien world, we would not detect it. And besides, the distance of that solar system could be hundreds of light years. So we are looking at that planet hundreds of years ago. We're not looking at it in the present. So yeah, it just wouldn't work, really.
To really get your message across, you need a form of light you can't even see. Radio waves are ideal for carrying information long distance because compared to other forms of light, they travel more freely through interstellar gas and dust. That's why SETI, the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, has focused almost entirely on scanning for radio signals, whether intentional messages or byproducts of technology. Our own radio transmissions have now traveled 100 light years and reached 75 star systems, some of which include potentially habitable planets. And if alien intelligence lies beyond this bubble of signals, they could still infer life on Earth by spotting oxygen in our atmosphere. Thanks to the SETI Institute and the recent Breakthrough Listen project, we have now scanned tens of millions of stars for signals. But despite all this, after 6 decades of searching, nothing.
It's either the alien life is still too primitive, they don't have the technology yet to detect our radio waves, or they are so advanced that they don't want to be discovered by humanity, and they don't really care that there's radio waves emanating from Earth. Yeah, it's either those two options, or they just missed the signal, because it's not continuous. It goes by, and then you probably won't receive the message. It's possible.
Only a series of false alarms and dead-end leads. We call it the Great Silence. But in reality, the search has barely even begun. There are 2 trillion other galaxies out there that are still too far away for practical study.
I don't think we should focus on other galaxies. We should focus on our galaxy. Other galaxies are that is just so far away that even if we are to detect life somehow on those other galaxies, there's no way we'll be able to communicate with them. So let's focus locally, in our local backyard in the Milky Way galaxy. Let's focus here. But yes, the chances of life throughout the universe is still very much a possibility. I mean, we can't just be the only ones. No.
If space were the size of all Earth's oceans, we would have searched less than a pool's worth of water for signs of intelligent life.
Not even a pool, maybe like a drop. A drop or a molecule of it, yeah.
On top of this, we might even be looking for the wrong thing. There's more than one way to communicate across space. alien life might view radio as primitive technology. We have to consider every possible alternative, from the practical to the unimaginable. The search is now underway for a different type of signal, one we could even spot with the naked eye: laser light.
Alien civilizations communicating with each other with laser lights? Laser moves at the speed of light, right? It will still take hundreds of years, thousands, maybe even millions, for that alien species to communicate from one planet to the next planet in the next solar system. I don't think it's practical for aliens to do that, but maybe they have advanced technology that accelerates the light, the photon lights, to even far greater speeds. I don't know. Anything is possible. The unimaginable. Unimaginable. It's possible.
High-powered laser bursts can outshine a star by thousands of times and can carry far more data per second than radio.
Cool.
We would have to be in direct line of sight to detect the beam. But spread across many light years, they would widen to encompass entire planets and moons. Fleets of laser beacons could be used to sweep the entire galaxy, like alien lighthouses in a cosmic sea. Thanks to a recent crowdfunding effort, plans are now in motion to monitor the entire night sky for laser pulses. But while these bright flashes would be relatively easy to find, advanced life might be using something far more elusive: neutrinos. Tiny subatomic particles that are streaming through you by the trillions every second. These ghost particles can pass through entire planets and not touch a single atom. It takes a giant room like this to detect just a handful of them per day. But researchers recently proved neutrino communication is possible by sending a simple message through 240 meters of rock. If advanced life is using them to communicate, their signals could travel anywhere, through any obstacle, at the speed of light.
It still brings up the question, like, is this truly practical? Like with laser communication, it would still take hundreds, thousands, millions of years for the message to be received at its location. Neutrinos is no different. They move at the speed of light. So is this really practical for an advanced alien civilization to use something like this as a form of communication with the rest of their empire? If the homeworld is sending a message to a colony, it would take hundreds of years, thousands of years, millions of years. Is it practical? I don't think so. But the unimaginable is possible. Maybe they've developed technology to accelerate this energy, the photons or the neutrinos, to a point where they're able to reach their destination at a far more quicker time. Yeah. Cool. But would you actually see neutrinos? I don't think we'd be able to see it with our naked eyes, but this is cool.
Their messages could be streaming through us right now, and we would have no idea.
If we don't receive these messages, then we are not the target market. We're not ready. We are not ready for their messages. If we are not ready for their messages, we are not the target market. So yeah, we should just ignore until we are able to actually detect and receive these messages. And then we'll be like, hello, we're here, we're ready to talk. Yeah.
Or maybe intelligent life is taking an entirely different approach to communication, using space-time itself as a medium. By manipulating high-gravity objects, they could in theory create pattern distortions of space-time, which could ripple through the universe in all directions.
If an alien species is able to do that, then they are far beyond us, far beyond anything we could ever imagine. I mean, they're playing with very powerful forces here now. They've gone so far beyond us that, like, really, we should not be there talking to them or trying to look for them. They are just far beyond us. That is scary.
But making gravity waves strong enough to be detectable would be extremely energy intensive. Maybe they're up to something far simpler. Placing giant sunshades into orbit around a star could block out starlight in distinct patterns, like a kind of cosmic Morse code. And even though it might take years to blink out a basic message, a system like this would require little effort to sustain.
But I'm going back. I'm going back to, is this practical? Is this really affordable? It's nice, but if you're going to be running an empire or a homeworld with multiple colonies across the galaxy, this is not practical. Waiting for an answer to a question that you have sent to one of your colonies, waiting for an answer that will take years, it's just not practical. And it's not just years like decades. No, it's hundreds of years. It's not practical. It's just not practical. I don't think so.
But the most sci-fi possibility of all is that they have left messages in our DNA. Some have proposed that certain sequences of our genes could contain hidden messages, Easter eggs in our genetic code, placed by a life-designing higher intelligence.
Yeah. Ancient aliens, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of ancient aliens. I'm not a fan of this notion that humanity has been engineered by extraterrestrial life, and many of our structures that we've built, or not, in many of the structures that we've built in our ancient empires, like the Aztecs or the Egyptians, or the Mayans, or the who are they again? I forgot now. The Mesopotamian empires, like of Uruk and Ur. I don't believe that they were influenced by alien species. This is human ingenuity. Our DNA, how we were brought up as a species on this planet, is all a result of natural growth and natural occurrences and coincidences that have brought us to this path. I don't want to entertain the notion of extraterrestrial life interfering with our genetic makeup and them making us in their image of intelligence. I just don't want to entertain that. I don't want to belittle the achievements of those who have come before us, those who built the pyramids, those who built major civilizations and empires across the world, and say that no, aliens helped us, aliens did this for us, aliens gave us teachings on how to farm, how to write. No. This one I'm not entertaining. I'm sorry.
But far-flung scenarios like this are overshadowed by a more sobering possibility. Maybe we're just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Using a detailed computer model of our galaxy, researchers have estimated that intelligent life was possibly most concentrated 4 billion years ago.
And if that's true, if that's possible, then Earth was still very young 4 billion years ago. We're late. We are late. We are very, very late. If alien species existed 4 billion years ago and we are only here now after 4 billion years, we are late to the party. That's unfortunate.
Closer to the center of the galaxy. If true, then we would exist on the outskirts, light years away and billions of years too late to a galactic golden age. Maybe they were here millions of years ago, witness to a whole different planet.
If that is true, why didn't they colonize Earth millions of years ago when the dinosaurs were, walking on planet Earth? Why did they not colonize this planet and claim it as their own? Because that's what I'm assuming advanced civilizations would do. Once they achieve space travel, they would want to colonize planets. They'd want to explore and exploit the resources of different planets. And if they found Earth 65 million years ago when the dinosaurs were still here, they should have colonized this planet. They really should have.
By now, they might all be long gone, and we could be living in a galactic graveyard. It may not be their signals that we find one day, but their relics.
This reminds me of a TV show I watched on Netflix called Altered Carbon. I think it was Altered Carbon. Humanity discovered a race, or an extinct race. They found their technology, but of course, the civilization and the species are all gone. They've been gone for hundreds of thousands of years, and humanity have been spreading across the galaxy. They have found no other traces of life. These were the only ones that they found, and they, understood or learned about their technology, and they used it for themselves, only to realize that the technology that they're using from those aliens is actually the catalyst for those aliens' extinction. So, yeah, humanity were late in that TV show in terms of communicating with the aliens. Just like here in this possible scenario, that in our real world we might be late, and once we start exploring the galaxy and looking for different worlds to colonize, we might find ancient civilizations that are long gone, but their technology might still be there, and it will be a bit sad that we won't be able to talk to them. We'll be able to witness their creations and see what they've done while they were still alive, but we won't be able to talk to them. Yeah.
As it turns out, our chances of finding an alien civilization depend heavily on their average survival time. If the average lifetime is something like 100 years, then they will blip in and out of existence, rarely overlapping, and our chances of finding one alive are slim. But if they survive for thousands of years or more, then our chances will skyrocket as the potential for overlap expands. But what if they're not communicating at all? There's still a way we could find them.
MelodySheep is really trying to give us hope here. He's really trying to give us hope. And I like that. Because I tend to think in a very, pessimistic type of view. And I like the fact that MelodySheep is trying. He's pushing me. He's really pushing me. I like that.
We tend to assume that alien intelligence would share our motivation to communicate. But they may find the prospect of making contact too dangerous or too futile. If this is the case, then we have to get more creative in our search. In 2015, astronomers watched as this normal-seeming star began to dim in erratic ways, unlike anything they'd seen before. The cause is probably a giant dust cloud or a shattered moon blocking the light, but it has all the hallmarks of something else: an alien megastructure. And even though this explanation looks unlikely,
it's taking me to Stellaris with the Dyson sphere.
It hints at a new way of finding intelligent life. Not listening for signals, but looking for their technology directly. Not searching for messengers, but searching for engineers. And to do that, we have to wonder, what mind-boggling alien technology should we be looking for?
If you guys play Stellaris or you know of the game Stellaris and you look at the megastructures that you're able to build in that game, those are the things we should be looking for. Those are the megastructures we should be looking for advanced species in the galaxy. Yeah.
Each alien civilization would be wildly different, but classifying them by their energy usage will give us insights into what technology they might be using. The Kardashev scale divides them into 3 levels. Type 1 would have a mastery of their home planet, using all the energy available on it. Type 2 would have mastery over their star, harnessing all its solar energy. Type 3 would have mastery over their entire galaxy and would be more foreign to us than we are to amoeba. But before we go searching for alien super technology, how would we find civilizations like our own that have yet to reach Type 1? When a typical planet passes in front of its star, we see the starlight dim sharply. But observing a more gradual fall-off of starlight could be evidence of a dense ring of satellites, a Clark belt. Spotting this type of light curve wouldn't be a smoking gun, but rings around rocky planets are unusual, and it could point us in the right direction.
This is a mess. This is a mess. Ooh.
Just as alien vegetation would leave a biosignature in its atmosphere, alien technology would leave a technosignature. Silicon produces a recognizable light curve similar to chlorophyll. Spotting this signal could point us to the presence of alien solar cells.
Yes, but we would need more data, a lot more data to suggest that it's actually, silicon-based constructs and, the planet or the solar system that we're observing, has intelligent life. We would need a lot more data. Yeah. But okay.
And something more nefarious might also leave its mark on a foreign atmosphere. Alien pollution.
This certainly does look dystopian. It looks like a machine world, actually.
Certain pollutants like chlorofluorocarbons aren't produced by nature and could be detectable even in small amounts. These chemicals could even linger long after a civilization dies, pointing us to the remains of an extinct alien race.
Or it could just be a dumping planet. A dump site. The entire world is just a dump site where other civilizations just dump their abandoned or destroyed ships or, waste. Just a lot of waste. But it would still be a very important find for humanity. Even if it is a world where they just dump their waste.
Such a discovery could give us crucial guidance on how to avoid our own extinction. And there's another universal hazard we would be familiar with. Any civilization that uses huge amounts of energy will produce huge amounts of waste heat. This excess heat could prove a serious threat, just as climate change does to us. But it could also leave a telltale signal. Finding waste heat radiating from alien planets or other regions of space could point the way to intelligent activity.
If there is a species that is producing a lot of heat from their industries or their empire as a whole, if it's producing a lot of heat, I don't really know if we would be able to detect it because of the light years, and I think that heat would dissipate over time. So I don't know if we would really be able to detect them. They'll have to be quite close within our local group of stars for us to possibly detect any sort of energy waste output coming from a star system. If they're more than 50 light years, maybe 100 light years away, I don't think we'll be able to detect them. By that time, the heat coming from that star system would dissipate in space.
If not exterminated by their own technology, some life forms may achieve total control over their planet.
My gosh, look at this one. Oh, very interesting.
And become a Type 1 civilization.
it's cool, but I don't like it. This is a mess. This is a mess. There's no harmony between nature and development. This is just complete development. I don't like it.
With this mastery would come incredible powers. Control over all their world's ecosystems, its resources, and even its weather. But no matter how advanced, every planetary civilization will face the same cosmic threats we do. Gamma ray bursts, supernovas, and asteroid impacts will be a risk factor for any terrestrial race. Some might decide to flee to intergalactic space, reducing their exposure to existential risks.
Intergalactic, not interstellar. Why would they go intergalactic? Isn't that a bit excessive? Really? Intergalactic? I'll understand interstellar space, within the galaxy, but to go to another galaxy because you are facing natural disasters in your star system, I think that's a bit too much.
Making their home in the voids between the stars. If so, then our search will have to encompass the entire swath of the universe.
Good luck with that.
But alien life that decides to stay planet-bound will need long-term protection.
Oh, wow. Where does MelodySheep get the funding? This is amazing.
The best way to protect your world will be the ultimate in home defense. A planetary shield.
Okay, wait, there was so much to take in from that. So much to take in from that. That was beautiful. That was amazing. Man, why don't we have movies or TV shows that depict other alien worlds like this? This was nice. MelodySheep, well done. The planetary shield and that ring around the planet that fires like a plasma weapon at the asteroid, that was cool too. Really, that was nice. But the life on that planet was so interesting. Especially the alien with the hand face, and then it was being hunted down by another creature, that was just on the rock there. That was scary. Both of those aliens were scary to me. And then of course the ones that look like rhinos, but they look like rocks if they just stood still until they start moving around. Then you're like, oh my gosh, it's alive. That was cool. That was really cool. Wow.
These shields would cause a telltale dimming pattern during transit and could also emit a detectable heat signature. Large-scale astroengineering like this would require a colossal amount of resources. And the easiest way to get them may not be from mining planets, but from mining asteroids.
It would actually make a lot of sense for a Type 1 or a Type 2 civilization to focus on mining asteroids than to be taking resources from a terrestrial planet. It would make more of an economic and logical sense to do that, because asteroid belts contain hundreds of thousands of asteroids that have a lot of the minerals that we would need for space industrial development. So yeah, definitely.
They are resource rich and easier to manipulate because of their lower gravity. Searching distant asteroid fields for temperature or chemical anomalies could indicate alien mining activity.
Yeah, but we don't have telescopes that can do that. We don't have any sort of telescope that can do something like that. And even if we did, I mean, the entire solar system's asteroid belt will have to be mined for us to detect something. It can't just be 5 asteroids and then we'll be able to detect what's happening in that solar system. No, it has to be all of them simultaneously, being mined. And maybe not only just the asteroid belt, but also its Kuiper belt, if it has one, or its Oort cloud of resources that must be mined. Then maybe we can detect something. But if it's just a few asteroids on a distant star, light years away, I just don't think we'll have the technology to detect something like that. Yeah.
Eventually, though, asteroids might not be enough.
What was that? The Death Star? And that actually does look like a star, like a starfish. So yeah, the Death Star. Oh wow.
Since our civilization is so new, any other intelligent life is likely to be more advanced than us. So
that's why I'm saying maybe we should not entertain this notion of trying to, seek out intelligent life or advanced civilizations just yet, until we have mastered ourselves, our solar system, until we become a type 1 civilization or a type 2 civilization. Yeah.
we should think twice before revealing our presence. But alien super civilizations won't just be looking for resources. They will also need staggering amounts of energy. Stars output billions of times more energy than planets receive. To harness it all requires building something truly mind-boggling. Dyson spheres are enormous megastructures that encircle a star.
This is amazing. It's beautiful.
Designed to capture its entire energy output.
It even has ring worlds around the star. That's amazing. Wow, this is actually taking me back to Stellaris. This is really taking me back to Stellaris. The ring worlds, the Dyson spheres. Although we can't have a ring world and a Dyson sphere in one star system in Stellaris. Yeah, they have to be on separate star systems. But yeah, this is cool.
They could also double as vast habitats for life. A solid shell would be physically unstable. So instead of a sphere, we might find a cloud of objects. A Dyson swarm.
Amazing. Truly amazing.
No matter their design, they would generate an enormous amount of infrared waste heat. And they could also eclipse or even block out the star's light entirely. Dyson spheres could also be built around black holes, which could have a smaller radius and collect thousands of times more energy.
If there's an alien civilization that can do that, they're terrifying. They are terrifying. That's type 2 going into type 3. You are one step to type 3. And we should not be talking to you. Not yet. We are not ready for you. Not yet. No ways.
Any beings that come to harness their star's entire energy output will reach the next level on the Kardashev scale. A Type 2 civilization. This level of mastery would imply an astounding capability. Star lifting is the practice of harvesting stellar material and could provide thousands of planets worth of resources.
So you take resources from the star? Huh. Alright.
This process would also allow you to lower the temperature of a star, postponing its death by billions of years.
Oh, okay. I was wondering, like, why would you want to, take to lower the temperature of the star? I was wondering about that, but now he's explained it to us. Just to prolong its life. Okay.
In about 1 billion years' time, our own sun will grow too hot for life on Earth. If we ever find evidence of star lifting, it could inspire us to one day do the same and prolong the game of life. Eventually, there may be life that outgrows its star.
Nice ship. Very nice ship. Ooh. It reminds me of Mass Effect. Mass Effect, the Earth Alliance vessels. Yeah, it kind of looks like the Earth Alliance vessels from Mass Effect. If you guys have played Mass Effect, then you know what I'm talking about. With the triangular type of pointy part of the ship. Yeah. And also on the broadside and the starboard side. Yeah. It really looks like a Earth Alliance vessel. It's nice.
And needs even more energy. To branch out across the galaxy, life forms this advanced will probably need near-light speed travel. And if they do have this capability, there's a chance we could catch them in the act.
Oh, that's cool. That is cool. That is so cool. Oh my gosh, that was nice. Especially like when you hear the charging up of the, I don't know whether that's the gate or was it the ship, and you hear that sound, that yeah, that was nice. That was nice. Yeah, this kind of it kind of reminds me of Stargate, but that's like a big Stargate, Oh, the Mass Effect Relay, station that accelerates vessels to their next destination. Also Babylon 5 with their jump gates. Yeah, this is nice.
Alien starships that hit the brakes at light speed could leave behind a long trail of ionized gas. These trails might emit detectable infrared radiation. Strokes of light painted by masters of the universe.
If we catch them doing this, right, we're not invited. Not yet. We are not invited. Yeah, it'll be fun, seeing these streaks of ionized gas across the night sky, or within our galaxy. It would be nice. It would be a confirmation that yes, alien species are out there in the galaxy. But until we come to a point where we can actually go to them, and talk to them, I think we should rather just keep to ourselves. Let us develop, and soon we will be amongst them and join them in the party. Right now, we're not yet of the legal age to be going to the big boys or big girls club. Not yet. But it would be so fun and interesting and amazing if we were able to find something like this. Yeah.
Once life forms have harnessed all the energy their galaxy can provide, they will achieve unimaginable power. A Type 3 civilization.
Like, would they even be organic? A Type 3 civilization. Would they even be organic? Or would they be a synthetic life form? Or maybe even something beyond that? Maybe an amalgamation of both synthetic and organic life. I think any Type 3 class civilization would be so far beyond us in their understanding of the universe and life that I just don't think we'd be able to communicate with them. I just don't think so. They will be dealing with planes of existence that we could only imagine. Yeah. Sorry, I was just called downstairs. Okay, let's continue. Where's it? Yeah.
This cosmic virtuosity would be totally unfathomable to us. Life that has built billions of Dyson spheres and can create stars at will.
I mean, that's small. that is small. If you master the energy output of a galaxy, really, now we're thinking about time and space, meddling with time and space, meddling with higher dimensions of space and mental consciousness. I think creating stars and creating black holes, or, well, not really creating black holes. I think that would be the epitome of achievement right there. But yeah, creating things within our plane of existence, I think it would still be small. I think they would go beyond that, way beyond that. Yeah, that's why I'm saying we are not ready to talk to them. Probably they know we exist, and if they do know we exist, I don't think they would really take notice of us. But if we poke at them, saying, hey, we are here, we know you can see us and all that stuff, then I don't think we should do that type of form of communication. Let's just leave them alone. They'll leave us alone. We do our own development, and then maybe we will reach their level one day. But let's not force it. let's just stay in our lane for now. Yeah.
In theory, Their thirst for energy could make a whole galaxy go dark. So one way to search for Type 3 life forms is to look for what's not there. In distant space, there are huge voids between clusters of galaxies where no light emanates. These voids were once thought to be evidence of advanced life having harnessed the energy from every star in the region.
Isn't that just a natural phenomena in terms of either gases or dust in space that have created that void, or the fact that the universe is kind of like a web? There will be regions in the universe where star formations and galaxies aren't in that region, and there's a lot of these galactic or intergalactic voids in our universe, and also in our galaxies, where there will be regions where there is no star formation, there are no stars in that region, and it's just pitch black. Yeah, I don't think it's a result of alien life influencing those types of natural phenomena. But imagine the impossible, the unimaginable. It's possible.
But it turns out they are naturally occurring features of the universe. And a recent analysis of nearby galaxies revealed no evidence of any galactic-scale civilizations.
Like the dark forest theory, the dark forest theory where it's stated that, advanced civilizations, tend to keep to themselves. They don't want to be loud and, attract attention from other alien civilizations that might perceive them as a threat and might want to destroy them as a preemptive security measure. So instead of announcing to the entire galaxy that, hey, we're here, you'd rather just keep to yourself, keep quiet, and just stay in your little corner of space and survive. Because if other alien species know of your existence, they might try to take you out just as a security measure. So yeah, the dark forest theory.
In theory, cosmic architects could assemble enormous planetary systems far more intricate than anything nature could produce.
Wait a minute, that's a black hole with how many stars orbiting it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10! That's crazy.
One possible system that would be gravitationally stable involves 9 sun-like stars orbiting a
Oh, it's 9. Sorry, yeah, I can't count.
massive black hole, which could support 550 Earth-like planets in a habitable zone. These artisanal solar systems could make ideal long-term habitats, or could even function as an alien nature reserve, with each planet hosting a different strain of life.
This is heaven. This is heaven. This is like, it's up there. It's heaven. I'm telling you now. Imagine waking up every morning and you're seeing this. My gosh.
It's hard to imagine any life forms more advanced than this. But in theory, there could be beings that control or created our universe itself. Researchers are beginning to test the idea that reality itself is just a simulation or an experiment run by some higher order being.
If that is true, then the system would make sure that we don't realize that we are in the matrix. It would make sure that we don't realize that we're in the matrix. You know, just like in the Matrix movies, those human beings that are hooked up to the system or to the matrix, everything is being made sure that they never realize that they're in the matrix. And if there are humans who are deviant, who realize that they are in the matrix, they are killed. They are made sure that they are dealt with as soon as possible. So something similar could also be happening here if we are in a matrix. The powers that be within the system would make sure that we are neutralized, or, you know, our minds are erased of this information, and we're given a new set of memories, existence within the system. Yeah.
Anything this advanced would transcend our ideas of life itself, as they would exist outside of time and space.
This is a bit disturbing. Yeah, this looks weird. It could be like a supercomputer, you know, that exists outside of our time and space, that is creating our matrix. And this is what it looks like. It's disturbing.
In a way, the search for intelligent life is an evolution of the age-old search for God. Both are driven by a longing for truth and connection with something bigger than ourselves.
Like, imagine you were there, like you exited out of your matrix and you were, you know, you just exist in this realm or this dimension. Can you breathe? Is it cold? Is it hot? You know, I think I'd go mad. If I were just to pop into existence in this place, I think I'd just go mad. Yeah.
And what if we do find a signal one day? What happens when the ancient dream becomes a reality? Just knowing they're out there would profoundly change how we see ourselves.
I'm telling you now, if we find out that they're out there and they talk to us back, many religions across this planet are just going to enter into turmoil. Many social structures, governments, the very essence of us as humanity is just going to be turned upside down. We'll just have to rewrite everything about us, that we are not special anymore. There are others out there who are equally as intelligent as us. Yeah, it's going to be a scary but exciting time.
For the first time, we would feel a true sense of cosmic brotherhood. And studying their messages or technology could lead us to huge advancements and help secure our own long-term survival.
Now this is beautiful. This is organized. This is clean. Not like what we saw on that previous planet that looked like a mess. This is nice.
But the possibility of meaningful two-way communication would be bleak. Separated by hundreds or thousands of light years, we would be studying these civilizations as they were in the deep past. And our experience of language could be entirely foreign to them. But what if, after all our searching, we never find another sign of intelligence?
Be patient. That's all I can say. Let's be patient. It's a big galaxy. We just need to be patient.
What if we really are alone? We can never be truly sure, as there will always be distant galaxies too far to ever study. But never finding any evidence would mean that our place in the universe is truly unique. It would saddle us with an immense responsibility to keep the flame of intelligence alive. Just as ancient civilizations speak to us through their monuments, we could build monuments of our own for future life to discover.
So what? We build our own pyramids, but in space? Nice, nice, okay.
Cosmic time capsules preserving a record of our achievements and our knowledge. Perhaps other races will do the same, and these memory vaults could become connected over time, each new civilization adding a link. It could be our destiny to be the first link in this chain, to be the founders of a galactic encyclopedia built upon by future life forms we will never meet.
Nice. I like that idea. I just think some people will be very disappointed in this initiative. The fact that we're creating a time capsule or a repository of all of our sum total knowledge, and we are, keeping it in space for future generations of alien life that might find it. We might not be here. but they will find it. It's a bit sad. It's a bit sad that, you know, we cannot find any intelligent life at our pace of development, and we cannot talk to them physically. We cannot hold their hands. We cannot smell their breath. All we can do now is just to create a repository of our knowledge that they can find and that they can understand about us. But we can't be there physically to see them, to meet them. That is a bit sad. But it is a very nice idea. Definitely. Nice, nice. Wow. Wow, that was a journey. That was a journey. Guys, yeah, that is it with Life Beyond 3 In Search of Giants, The Hunt for Intelligent Alien Life, made on the MelodySheep YouTube channel. I'm sorry I could not find the person who requested this video. I am so sorry. If you're here, thank you for this request. Thank you. This was nice. This was actually very nice. I gotta follow MelodySheep. I don't think I follow the YouTube channel, and definitely I'm gonna follow it now. And also knowing that the music that's being used on this video is also going to be available. When was this video made? Three years ago, or 2 years ago? I'm not sure when. But I'm sure the music is out already, and I'm going to be listening to it. Especially this end credits music. Ah, I love it. I love it. Yeah, if we don't find giants, then we will become the giants. We will become that extremely advanced type 1, type 2, type 3 civilization. If we don't find them, we will become them. And we hopefully crossing fingers, we will be alive long enough to see other alien species, taking those innocent steps in venturing into the galaxy. And we can meet them. We can talk to them. We can laugh with them. We can cry with them. We can hate them. Yeah. Hopefully, we will reach that point where we can meet them. That's if they're not out there just yet. Yeah. If they are out there, like I've stated before, Earth should not attract that attention. Not yet. Not until we've mastered being a type 1 civilization, and we are a unified government and species under the United Nations. I cannot stress this enough. We need to be united. We cannot go out there in our little camps, in our little countries, our little tribes. We will be systematically destroyed piece by piece by other advanced alien species. We cannot be divided. We cannot afford it. So before we meet up with the rest of the galaxy, if it is advanced with hundreds of alien species out there, let's first fix ourselves as humanity on Earth. Let's master Earth. Let's master ourselves. Let's master the solar system. And then we can think about the rest of the galaxy and other alien species. In terms of the communications, the laser or neutrinos or other forms of communication, I'm afraid they are still going to be limited by the speed of light. And because they'll be limited by the speed of light, it will take hundreds, thousands, millions of years for any form of communication to be really practical for any alien civilization. Even for us, it's just not practical to be using such technologies for communication. We would need to develop technology that transcends the speed of light, faster than the speed of light, for it to be something viable. Because communicating with another alien species that is hundreds of light years away with, photon energy or neutrinos is just not feasible. It's not viable. Yeah. In terms of engineers, other alien species creating megastructures like Dyson spheres or Dyson swarms or ring worlds. If we have the telescopes that can detect such megastructures or industrial development across an entire solar system, it is going to be an amazing find. And the possibility of that is also quite high. If there is a type 2 civilization out there that has mastered the energy output of their star, I'm sure they'll be able to industrialize their entire solar system or create Dyson spheres or Dyson swarms or ring worlds across their solar systems. So yes, that's possible. There might be an advanced species that can do something like that, and we might detect them. Whether they will have interest in us, that's another question altogether. And if we'd be able to communicate with them, also, it's another question altogether that I just don't know if it'll be able to be answered anytime soon. And if there are alien species that are, in a type 3 type of existence, I just don't think we should entertain them. Just as much as they would not entertain us. They master galaxies. They do things that would boggle the mind. Their technology is magic. Their technology is magic. And it will just be so far beyond anything we could ever understand. And yeah, I don't think we should entertain communicating or trying to communicate with such advanced species of alien life. We should leave them alone. They obviously are leaving us alone. In terms of contact, building a repository of our sum total of our knowledge is a good idea, just in case if we should die out anytime soon. At least there'll be something left behind that is a testament to our achievement, to our goals, our mission, and it will be in space for a very, very long time. Hopefully, not orbiting a star, because those tend to go supernova. So yeah, just in the middle of nowhere, and let it shine like a beacon for anyone that wishes to, know what's going on, or that are curious to find out what's emanating from this superstructure in space, or megastructure in space. So yes, creating this repository of our knowledge is something that I agree with and I would support, definitely. And contacting other alien species that won't be able to understand our language or our form of communications. There's other ways to communicate. We can use mathematics to communicate. Really, the sky's the limit in terms of finding different ways to communicate with alien life. But like I stated before, when that day happens, when that day arrives, we need to be united. And if we should communicate with an alien species in our present day, right now, I would still prefer the United Nations to take that lead in representing humanity. I want the Secretary General of the United Nations to be the person speaking to these aliens, not a country. Not a country. I think that's something that must be stressed. We cannot be represented by a faction. We need to be represented by a whole organization that encompasses all of us, and that is the United Nations. Yeah. So yeah, this was an interesting video. I really did like it. I loved all of these possibilities and the optimism of the video. Really, like I stated before, I tend to think in a very negative, or maybe logical negative light, and MelodySheep has given us something here that's very positive, also based on logic, but in a very positive light, and it's nice. Really, it gives you hope. It makes you think. It gives you dreams, and yeah, I like it. I really do like it. I like the music. Like I stated before, I like the music in this video. I like the imagery that we've been shown here. In terms of the different planets, the different life forms. Ooh, the different life forms. Oh my gosh. Very interesting creatures that we've been shown in this video. And yeah, MelodySheep is nice. Why haven't I been focusing on... Because I mainly focus on Kurt Krasat. Is that how you pronounce it? Kurt Krasat? Yeah. That channel, that YouTube channel. I focus on Kurt Krasat and other channels for my documentaries when it comes to space or science or stuff like that. But yeah, I think I'm going to be focusing more on MelodySheep. Yeah, MelodySheep is actually very good. Yeah, this is nice. Very, very nice. Okay, guys, that's it. Remember, if you want to check out the original video as well as MelodySheep's YouTube channel, the links are going to be in the description below. If you like my reaction, give it a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Click on the notification bell if you want to be up to date with my latest videos. And I'll see you guys next time. Okay? Bye-bye. Oh yeah, thanks again to the person who requested for the video. I'm sorry I didn't get your name, your handle. I'm sorry about that, but thank you. Okay. Bye-bye.